Cool. So, you are a creative at the start of your journey. You are, looking to take your craft more serious. You are looking to not only be just more engaged with it, but you really want to take it somewhere. So, where should you start? In my view, the first thing that you should work towards as a creative is putting together your first portfolio. Now, a lot of us will hear that and, have a gut reaction in terms of the portfolio is big. It means that this is the work that people are going to judge me by, right? And we tend to, recede. We want to go back into our little cocoons when we think of that. Personally, I've been making music for almost 2 years now, or rather producing music for almost 2 years now. And when I think about putting together an EP or an album, I get the same kind of reaction. I, think to myself like, whoa, that's big, right? And you feel like you're gonna have to put in, so much effort into it, right? Of course, you need to put in effort into it, but you're not going to eat the whole thing in one night, right? So, right, the first thing about it is that, forget the confidence that you'll need, for you don't need confidence. You just need to do the work. Because action precedes confidence, right? And when you switch over into action mode and you just do the work, you show up for it, and whatever the outcome is, you tell yourself that this is part of a larger body of work, right? And again, the most important thing, as per usual, is to be enjoying that process, right? But in this regard, it's just to be doing the actual work, right? When you show up for it, and by the second, third, the fourth, right, you are way more confident than you were when you started, right? So that takes away the need to show up perfect, the need to show up looking like you know what you're doing. Truth is, you don't know what you're doing, right? You're creative, you're just starting, right? It's a direction that you are exploring, right? You're going to allow yourself to make all the rookie mistakes and to suck at it, right? As long as you are actually doing the work, and each time around you approach it, from a place of, okay, I did that last piece, where did that get me, and what do I want to do with the next one, right? That's why you see me today with this clunky thing, right? I didn't like the sound of the clip-on microphone that I was using. It was very portable, but it, without going too deep into the specifics, I don't like the result of my voice coming out of that. So I'm trying this one now, right? Right, and yeah, that process of iteration, gives you the opportunity to build confidence, right? So now you like, sure, prof, I hear you. I'm gonna make a portfolio. I'm starting today. What should I make? Right? That one comes with a very simple answer. Make the things that you wish existed. Or let me put it in my way. You are your first member of your audience, right? So whatever it is that you make, you need to make sure that you enjoy it. Not just the process of it, but the outcome as well, right? What would make you be a fan of your own work, right? And what are the types of works that, if you've done this, would make you more of a fan of what you do, right? Thereby also increasing your confidence in your work, right? So look for the things that light you up, the things that, brighten your spark, things that excite you when you think about them, right? So for instance, if you're an illustrator and you're looking through Pinterest and you're seeing all sorts of, cool illustrations, pick one of those styles, or, dedicate yourself to trying out a style each day. Or each time you sit down and you illustrate, you're trying a different style. For instance, that's an example, right? Because you are, for instance, if you are still looking to find your voice, right, that process will get you closer to, where you're going, rather than saying, I have to have a style figured out right here at the beginning, right? It's like with myself, when I started making music, I was trying to make lo-fi hip-hop beats. Number one, they cool. Why not? Number two, they would go really well with my poetry and my raps, right? But through me trying to make those lo-fi hip-hop beats, I found myself at a place of frustration because I was trying to, make what I was hearing. But, that friction that I experienced led to a breakthrough, right? Because I was making things that I was excited about. For a while, I was, hearing the things that were coming out of my sessions, and I'm like, yeah, right? Until one time, I decided to make something that's a little bit more upbeat. And thus began the journey for what I now call Poetic Soultronica, right? So it's just me making the stuff that I'm excited about, right? The stuff that when I listen to, I'm like, ooh, they won't know what hit them, right? Because I'm the first member of my audience. I need to be the most excited about it. And when I go out and I share the work and I tell somebody about what I do, and how I do it lights me up. And that kind of energy is just infectious, right? That's the kind of magnetism that you need to have as a creative and as an artist, right? The third, and which is very, very important, it's in the name, a portfolio needs to be shared in some way or another. Even if you show it to a couple of people at the beginning, or you just post it on your personal website or your blog or your socials, right? Wherever it is, go out and share it in some way, in a way that makes you feel comfortable with what you're doing, right? The reason why you need to share it is that you then start to get feedback. Starting with your portfolio gets you the feedback that you need. What are the things that you're doing right? What are the people that you are reaching out to, or the people that are aligned with your work? What are they interested in, or what draws them to your work, right? You the more you share your work, the more feedback you get about that, right? And the feedback doesn't just start only when when you've gone out of your comfort zone and you've started sharing it. It also stems from that previous point about making things that excite you, right? So that's your first feedback loop. The next one is when you've put it out in the public, right? You hear how people talk about your work. You'll see how it, how they interact with it, what type of impact it has, right? And all of that, right, not only just boosts your confidence to it, but it also gets you to, that point of clarity, right? And it feeds into your devotion to the work, because now that you are sharing it, it's bigger than you. You get to realize that this is way bigger than me, and me showing up for it is part of my contribution to humanity. Right now, I don't mean to be putting a lot of pressure on you. The main thing is, back at that first point, just do the work. Decide that today I am putting together a portfolio, right? So I'm curious to know, what ideas have you been sitting with? What make you curious about your craft? What haven't you tried yet, right? Put it down in the comments. As always, this is Your Creative Life. My name is Prof, and I will see you in the next one.